Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken, and thank you for tuning into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. Paul Zeise will join me in just moments here. Give me a call. Give us a call tonight, 412-575-2600 is the number. You can reach me at Richie Walsh on Twitter or at Paul Zeise on Twitter. I know I've blocked a lot of people. Paul, you don't block people, right?
If you get blocked by me, you must be a real idiot.
So you more than likely you'll be able to reach us both, him more than me.
Most of the time, the thing is, most of the time it's just people that are anonymous.
Yeah.
So it's like if
with fake accounts.
And they want to
with the egg.
They want to argue with you about stuff. It's like, get out of here. I don't need that.
Yeah, I've started unblocking people because it's a new year, fresh start. I was doing like 100 a week, because I have close to a couple thousand people blocked, but a couple hundred a week maybe that, and I did that for a little bit. It started annoying, but now I've learned the mute button, so I start muting people. But then if you mute people, then you can't see their notifications, and you really can't.
I don't really think that long and hard about it. It's just if someone gets on my nerves enough and they're anonymous, they're gone.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, you can reach both of us on Twitter. We can talk about the Penguins game tonight. The Penguins really look like they're the best team in the Metro right now. And you know what? 2 months ago, you and I were sitting here not saying that at all. I was questioning whether this team was going to make the postseason again.
Well, I was never questioning that, but I mean, I think hockey is such a long season. There's stretches where some teams look really good, other teams look, you know what I mean? So I always say, let's wait till their 82nd game is played, then we'll figure out who's the best. Right now, they're playing well. One thing that's weird is Braden Holtby seems to, they seem to have figured him out. They seem to have his number. I mean, he just can't play against them. 3 of the goals he gave up tonight were awful. I mean, not bad, awful. And remember there was a time when Henrik Lundqvist, they couldn't do anything with him. They couldn't score. Then all of a sudden they had that one game where they scored 5 or 6 goals. And since then, it's like, he's not even a factor against the Penguins. You know what I mean? He used to own them. So I don't know. Obviously, they're really good, and they probably do it to a lot of goaltenders. But if you're the Capitals, whoever that backup was that they put it at the end there,
I think
they probably should start him the next game against the Penguins and give themselves a shot.
I think it's almost like the New England factor. The Penguins are in their heads, maybe in Holtby's head right now. They can't beat the Penguins.
It's one of those things that happens. Everyone's talking about the Capitals and the Columbus and all this other stuff. I think Boston and Tampa are the 2 best teams. I mean, those are the teams you got to worry about. Yeah,
you don't want to be the last wild card and head, or the second to last wild card and head into that division.
But I think the other part of it is I think the Penguins are better than any of the teams in the Metro. I think the Metro stinks. Can they get by Tampa, who's playing really well and who's really, or Boston? And the thing about Tampa and Boston is they both have goaltenders that don't seem to get scared of the Penguins, which is a big factor.
Yeah, exactly. And, I still have a little problem, I think, Paul, with this whole format of the NHL playoff system. I don't really like it. I don't like that you have to play in your own division for 2 series before you meet the other division. I mean, because last year it really didn't work out for the Penguins. Well, it did work out for the Penguins, but, I mean, you had to face the 2 best teams in the NHL before you got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, and that could potentially happen here with Boston and Tampa, but still, I mean, your second round series is more than likely you're on a collision course with the Capitals right now.
Yeah. Again, although I could see the Capitals losing in the first round this year. You know what I mean? The Metro is so none of those teams really excite me. My thing is, if it was like the old format, right? I mean, the Penguins, if they finish second in their division, they could end up they might have to play Tampa in the second round instead of the third round. Because maybe they're the 4th seed. Say Washington won, and Boston. And
if it was the old
format, what I'm saying
so
is
the top 4 division winners.
They might have to play Tampa in the second round, and then Boston, and so you end up playing the 2 best teams that way too. So the bottom line is you got to beat 3 good teams to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, and you know what? You're right. The Capitals might lose in the first round, or like a Columbus. They could face Columbus in the first round. Columbus is a team that can beat the Capitals.
Nobody's talking about the Devils, who the Penguins
the
play
Devils
tomorrow.
are in third place right now.
I mean, they're
these guys talked about this
rise.
being a huge. This is a barometer for these guys this weekend. The Capitals and the Devils, back-to-back games. This can really just show you where this team is right now.
I would be very, very careful. Again, everybody looks for like definitive statements during a 162-game season in baseball and an 82-game season in hockey. I mean, you catch a team. Left. Yeah, you catch a team that's playing well, and then all of a sudden, 2 weeks from now, the Penguins might not be playing quite so well. And they play against 2 or 3 teams, and then it's like, okay, well, was that a barometer? No, you just keep playing and try and play as well.
But you have to like the way they're playing.
Absolutely, they're playing really well right now. But again, like in December when I told people, let's not go crazy and write them off and say they're done and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I say the same thing when they're starting to win now. Yeah. Let's not go crazy.
Let's stop giving the Stanley Cup.
Exactly.
All right.
It's an 82-game season, which is a long sample.
All right, we got to take a break. Back with phone calls and some of your tweets coming up next. Stay right there.